So welcome everyone to this very special call we are doing on the window of wealth or the wealth window, which we're really going to go through tonight. Some real aspects around molecular hydrogen, the business, the products, what we see happening in the future, and where we're really going as a community at Lumavite. And we have a lot of special guests tonight, including the GOAT of molecular hydrogen, Dr. Tyler LeBaron, Rob Sperry as well, who will also be joining us a little later. A number of our incredible Lumi Light leaders as well that will be sharing on their segments as well. Plus, we're going to give you some sneak peeks at things that maybe you've not yet seen before. So tonight is going to be a really special night as we buckle up together and we dive in to the wealth window. Now, I'll give you a couple of minutes and I'll see if I can find our first guest, Dr. Tyler. So make sure you jump into this because Tyler and I are going to be having the conversation around why hydrogen is the future, why now, why does that really matter? And how does that really impact what it is that we're doing at Lumavite? So just if there's anyone that you would like to be joining this call, just give them a little nudge and a reminder, and we will get going as soon as I find Dr. Tyler LeBaron. Are you on the call yet? I can't see you yet, but hopefully.
I am here.
There you are.
All right.
There we are. Let's bring you up. Awesome. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, doing wonderful. Great. Yourself?
Yes, yes, yes. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited to dive into today's session with you and really talk about molecular hydrogen and where we're going in the future with molecular hydrogen, what that really means. And I'm going to let you take it because I've got a siren going on behind me right now of
Oh.
what molecular hydrogen is and why it's really the future.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, it is really is the future. It's exciting. And I think everyone on the call is already familiar with what hydrogen is. But remember, when we look at the periodic table of elements, hydrogen was number one. I mean, it is number one. It's just hydrogen has a single proton and a single electron. It's the number one there. And as we know, hydrogen reacts with pretty much anything. It can react with oxygen and it can form water. It can react with carbon to form carbohydrates, or that hydrogen atom can react with itself and form a molecule of hydrogen. That's molecular hydrogen. That's the power that we are talking about right now, which is has therapeutic effects. So it's kind of a really cool thing when we consider that hydrogen was the first element in existence. It's sort of the ancestor of all the elements. It's literally what powers the sun and the stars in fusion. When you take hydrogen nuclei and put them together, you create helium. That's all the elements are created from hydrogen. So that's why we say we're literally stardust, because we came from the stars. All of our elements inside of us came from the stars. So we were there from the very beginning. It's literally what birthed us, so to speak. And now we're learning that this hydrogen molecule also has therapeutic effects for us. And the research on molecular hydrogen is just constantly growing all the time. And I started this back in 2009 when I learned about the potential benefits of molecular hydrogen. And at the time, there were only, I don't know, maybe 20, maybe 50 studies at the most that was indicative that molecular hydrogen could have therapeutic effects. And contrast that now to over 3,000 publications on molecular hydrogen. And most of these studies have been funded by governments, by independent academic organizations and universities, not just, I don't know, a supplement company trying to sell something and have claims or whatever. Like that's the amazing thing about what we're talking about is the science is there, and then we try to look at the research to figure out what would be the most effective way to deliver what the science has already demonstrated, as opposed to sometimes companies will want to start a company, sell a product, and so they go find a product, and then they go look for the research. Like, okay, now how do we show that this works? That's not how this happened. We start with hydrogen, which already has so many studies from independent researchers all over the place, and then it's like, okay, that's great. Well, how are they getting this hydrogen? What was the delivery method? What was the concentration? What was the dose? And how do we ensure that we can have a product where people can get the same amount of hydrogen or more that's being used in these clinical studies? And that's what's going on right now. And that's why it's really is exciting what Taryn has put together with all the products. Or the entire mission is really delivering products that provide molecular hydrogen similar to the doses that we use in the clinical studies. So that's kind of a little backdrop about molecular hydrogen in general. And I think many of you already know that now hydrogen has been shown to be therapeutic in over 200 different human and animal disease models. And it's been studied in this, well, over 200 human studies now. So it's like I said, this it really is growing with a lot of research, and of course we still have a lot of questions. We still need to we still have a lot more things we want to investigate to understand exactly how hydrogen gas is doing all of these things, what are the mechanisms, and so on. But there's a couple of things that we need to keep in mind too, just to kind of keep it simple, is that hydrogen is already a very natural molecule. Like we already talked about from the stars and all this kind of stuff. But that's kind of romantic and everything. It's nice, but a lot of things are natural, right? There's a lot of toxins on the earth that can kill us, and they're also natural. So we can only go so far with that, right? But what makes hydrogen safe? Like why do we believe it is safe? And one of the reasons is because molecular hydrogen is already produced by a healthy microbiome when we eat a healthy diet. So if you think about when we have when our mom said, make sure you eat your fruits and vegetables, she was really trying to tell you, and the reason why is because those non-digestible fibers in your fruit and vegetables will be metabolized by your healthy microflora, which I gave you when you went through my birth canal, and now you too can metabolize this molecular hydrogen. Now, I know moms don't always want to bore their children, so they don't say that completely. They just focus on eat your fruits and vegetables. But that's really what they're trying to say. And that's because they're trying to give that mother nature back, the molecular hydrogen, the mother nature, the ancestor of everything. And that's why, as I was saying, a healthy microbiome does produce lots of molecular hydrogen. And unfortunately, when we look at today's society with so much use of antibiotics or very poor diets, we don't get near as much fiber as we used to, and we don't produce as much hydrogen gas as we used to because we don't have as much fiber in the antibiotics. I mean, even if you consider, 10,000 years ago, a lot of ancestors, they could be consuming literally hundreds of grams of fiber a day, and such a wide diversity of bacteria in their gut. Versus today, people struggle to get 15, 20 grams of fiber a day. Such a small amount. And but again, we know as you well for not not everybody does better when they increase their fiber intake, that because there's a lot of other things that are going on. But in general, higher fiber intake does correlate with more hydrogen gas production, and that correlation is pretty powerful. There's two studies that I just want to talk about quickly on that. One of the early studies, I think, was published in 2011 or so. They took this bacteria that could produce hydrogen gas, and they genetically engineered it, or they genetically modified this bacteria so that when it would metabolize fibers, it would not produce hydrogen gas. They removed this enzyme called the hydrogenase enzyme. And then they gave the bacteria back to the rats, and then they gave a fiber called lactulose, and then they gave some hepatotoxin or something that would damage the liver. And the rats were able to, through this bacteria, they were still able to metabolize the fiber just fine. But because they removed that enzyme, hydrogen gas was not produced. And lactulose typically protected the liver, but in this case, it didn't protect the liver at all. Well, what was the difference? You still gave the lactulose, they still had the bacteria. The difference was no hydrogen gas was produced. And so there was no protective effect. So at least in this specific study, right, the benefits from these fibers were actually mediated from molecular hydrogen. And then if we correlate that with another with other studies just correlating the fact that people who produce more hydrogen gas naturally, they're going to um, live longer and they're going to have less health problems. And so that's why I'm saying that hydrogen is already very natural to our bodies. And yet, when we take this additional molecular hydrogen and infuse it into water or from this LDQ tablet, and we ingest that, we're able to see phenomenal benefits through animal and human studies because it's almost like we're not just replenishing that hydrogen, but we're providing a molecule that our bodies are already used to through these hundreds or thousands of years of time, right? So that hydrogen plays a very important part to our bodies. We're just trying to give the body back what it is already used to. And through these products, that Taryn's developed, it's really exciting that we can have this molecular hydrogen and provide our cells with what it needs to get back to homeostasis.
It's almost like the molecular hydrogen. It's not even almost like, it really is. It's remembering who you truly are, right? It's helping your body to literally remember who it truly is, what we're really here to do, how we're really meant to operate, which is so phenomenal. Now, I know you've been in this space for like obviously such a long time. I've recently been, I don't even know if you like that I'm calling you this, but the goat of molecular hydrogen, because I feel like you are. You've really been helping it really drive into mainstream, because here's the reality. It's great to have all this information in scientific journals, and it's great to have all that information out there. But until it's actually reaching the people, that's where you get to truly make the best impact and truly make the most impact. Where do you really see molecular hydrogen going, especially over, I guess, well, where has it been? If we were to take it kind of on the tail,
Mhm.
if you like, story, the journey of molecular hydrogen, where has it been and where do you see it going?
Yeah, excellent question. And it is really exciting right now to see it growing. And actually, hydrogen gas was shown to have some therapeutic effects way back in, it's like 1793 or so. We published a paper on that. There was some doctors who are just inhaling every gas they possibly get their hands on. It's pretty interesting, some of the things they were doing. But they tried hydrogen also. And they reported, hey, when I have like asthma or different things, this molecular hydrogen really seems to help. Is so it was reported a long time ago, but it, it didn't really go anywhere with that. And then it was picked up again years later, but at very high concentrations, which would be flammable. I mean, it's just hydrogen gas is flammable, right? The Hindenburg. So it didn't really catch on. But then in 2007, there was an article published in Nature Medicine, and that's like one of the most reputable scientific journals that there are. And the important thing here with this 2007 Nature Medicine publication is it used concentrations of hydrogen that were therapeutic but not flammable. And now it has clinical relevance. And then 10 years after that, that study was done in a rat study of a stroke model. 10 years after that, they did a clinical study in humans with stroke. And they also found that hydrogen was quite therapeutic. In fact, compared to standard treatment, it was more effective in improving like the radiant scores and the brain MRI scans and some different things. It was a small study of 50 subjects or so, 25 in each group, but this was also showing, hey, this really seems to have some beneficial effects. Now the research, as I said, is really kind of growing exponentially. And I know many people who've never heard about molecular hydrogen are thinking, well, how come I've never heard about this if it's so good? Well, it does take time. And actually, I'm surprised about now how many people have heard about molecular hydrogen. Because, I mean, you have, Joe Rogan was talking about hydrogen, several times. You have some pretty top, influential people who have mentioned molecular hydrogen. That's very different than it was, just, a few years ago. So things are growing very quickly. And if you compare how quickly think about the things that are the most household item names that you know of now and follow their history. So, I don't know, let's say the microwave or the toaster. If you do the history on the research on some of those things, those items have been around for decades and they never really took off until something happened. And then it got really popular. The idea, I've used this before, the idea that smoking is bad for you, and that was known back in the 1800s. And then there was quite a bit of research in the early 1900s that this is not good. But it didn't really take off, and now it's like really well accepted. It took about 50 years for that to happen. Same thing with the importance of using seatbelts. And you can do this with any, just look around your house, the things that you like, you can't imagine without, whether it's the internet even. I mean, internet, when did the internet start? Like the 1980s or something? I mean, it's been around a long time, actually. Emails, but no one really uses it. I'm not going to use that. You do the math with all of these things, and you compare that to hydrogen, you actually see that hydrogen is growing faster in its awareness and the research than almost anything else. So where does that put us? Well, if we were to compare it to other things, explosive things, in a different sense, but hydrogen is explosive. Maybe we would see that by 2057 or so, hydrogen would be everywhere. But if we look at that rate of increase, my prediction is that by 2027, you're going to see some real exponential growth so that by the year 2037, pretty much everyone will have heard about hydrogen and be like, well, yeah, of course, like, I use that, or sometimes maybe they don't know all about it and all the benefits, but they will have heard about it. They will have know something about it, like, oh yeah, I've been taking that, or I've been trying to, or my doctor, or whatever it is. And we're really at the cusp of that really occurring because we're entering in close to that 2027 mark, which I keep on talking about. And so it's really trying to get in now and really trying to create this awareness, create this wave. And because that wave is coming, whether you're part of it or not, but ideally you are part of that wave and you create that wave. And so all of your voices, everybody here on the call, it's just a really exciting time because we are really getting back to Mother Nature and getting hydrogen, which is really, as Taryn said earlier, it is kind of interesting to think it's kind of helping our bodies to restore how it's supposed to function normally back to homeostasis.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. So we have a very, very exciting future ahead of us, especially with molecular hydrogen. And I know that the people that are sitting here in these seats, today or tonight, wherever you are around the world, this is such a great time to really lean into this area right now because it's a very exciting space. Now, you and I have been working on a few projects together, haven't we, Tyler?
Indeed.
And a couple of them, well, actually, I'm going to say all of them are very, very exciting. And, we have well, gosh, how long is it? In about 3 weeks, we have our big event in Arizona, our incredible event in Arizona, of which we are going to be revealing one of the amazing products that Tyler and I have been working on, which is phenomenal because it really is bringing to the world something that the world really has never truly seen, and in a really a different way. Of course, we're not going to tell you what it is tonight because you need to come to Arizona to see that. But what about this next product that we have? The secret product that we have is most exciting for you.
Um, well, it's difficult to say other than I'm very excited because I feel like any little bit that I say would almost give it away. But this is I feel like there's a lot of really interesting or neat products on the market, but there are always drawbacks. Every time I do a podcast or, people are asking about things, there's always a list of things like, well, but you have to consider, or this is a possibility, or this or that, This new product, it's really was designed to circumvent those issues so that there aren't these potential concerns or drawbacks or whatever. And this way, people can really get the molecular hydrogen that we use in the clinical research, a high quality, pure molecular hydrogen at a therapeutic dose and concentration. It really is something I'm very excited about that's finally coming to the market.
I know it's been amazing. I mean, it's so funny to think, actually it's a bit of a celebration even this week because I don't know if you remember, Tyler, but a year ago is when we filed the patents on this and they actually just came through. I don't know if you got that message as
Oh,
well.
no, I didn't. Oh,
Yeah, so
fantastic.
so that was cool. So, we've also got the patent around this, which is just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, not only have we found a way to, as Tyler has said, to be able to circumvent anything else when other people say, yeah, but this, yeah, but that, yeah, but this. What I will tell you is we've taken the yeah, but out of everything. And so you're really going to have such an incredible product, and you're really going to be able to use it in all different ways of your lifestyle. That's the hint that I'll give it. It's opening up the different ways that you are going to be able to use it. It's even opening up the different ways that you may enjoy different aspects of your life. So
This is
it's
so,
hard to not
yeah, it
say.
is. It's funny listening because I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm like, oh man, you're you're almost gonna say it, but um, yeah, it's you'll have to come back and listen to this recording once everybody knows what we're talking about, and they're like, oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they're going to be like, okay, that's what they're talking about. Awesome. But of course, not only have we, obviously that product, which is phenomenal that we're launching, and also to be in alignment with 2026, we've also got some phenomenal products. And I know you're probably maybe even more excited about that one, right?
Yeah, I really am just because I feel like it just makes it so easy for people to get high amounts of hydrogen and for anybody, for themselves. There's so many ways that it can be used, and it's just top of the line. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. So, I think the thing is, we just have this very beautiful pipeline of really incredible products, of making sure that whatever we thought, of course, there's always limitations to any products that you're going to have, right? So that's standard, especially when you're operating in like a breakthrough area. But it's really been so well thought around to really make sure that we've really got the right products for the right areas. And I can just tell you, by the way, guys, Tyler has been really instrumental in making sure the science is there, that any problem that he doesn't like to talk about anymore, he gets to be like, no, that's not in this product. Really, this is amazing. So yeah, very, very exciting. But of course, we've also just had, only a few months ago, the launch of LVQ. And obviously people are having phenomenal results on there. By the way, anyone that's using LVQ right now, if you could put in the chat, let me know. Are you using LVQ? Is there, is everyone who is using LVQ? You can put in the chat there if you are. Yeah, yeah. Actually, do you know what I'd love to know? Is who's using LVQ one, as in one drop a day? Who's using 2 drops a day? Who's using 3 drops a day? Maybe you're even using more. Who knows? I'd love to know. 1 to 3, 3 a day, 2 to 3, 3, 2 to 3. Wow, wow. 2 to 3, sometimes 4, 3 a day. Awesome. 3 plus. Awesome. Love LVQ. Yes, I'm obsessed with LVQ. It's really been a dream come true to have this amazing product because it's literally on hand. You're able to use it, any time of the day. You're able to use it. And here's what I really love about LVQ. It's really designed for your lifestyle, right? So if you are feeling really stressed or, anything like that, you can just up the dosage and it's going to up the support. But maybe you're in a period of time where you're a little bit more chilled and you don't have to worry so much and you can cut it back down to 1 a day. The nice thing is you can really feel it in your body. I mean, that was the thing. I remember calling you, Tyler, being like, because I was the guinea pig, by the way, guys, of the supplement, the first one ever to take any of them. And I was like, Tyler, how come I feel a little bit euphoric? What else did you put in here?
Yeah. No, it was exciting to hear your feedback. These ingredients is so much time spent, thinking about every ingredient, making sure it's something that is safe that people could take, whether they're, pregnant or taking other medications or supplements or whatever, and they can, and also that they all work together synergistically, and then you finally, when they were able to put them all together, and you're able to try it, I was curious, yeah, because you tried it before I even got to try it, and
I know.
so.
I literally was the first one to try.
Yeah, that's right. So I know it was nice to hear your feedback because one of the concerns that I always have, if you have something that you immediately feel, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because like caffeine, you can immediately feel that, but then maybe it's going to keep you up at night, or maybe it's going to lead to some sort of a you're going to have to want more of it, right? Some sort of not addiction per se, but you almost need that, just to be normal. Um, but with all these ingredients, these are just perfect things. So many of them, we might be deficient in, that just getting those levels back up is going to make major changes in your health. And then they're all working together in unison to really give an additive or synergistic effect is really exciting. And so then I guess, yeah, it makes sense that people with something like this can literally within even just a few minutes, start feeling, noticing something, in their mood, in their energy levels, because all these ingredients are working together to support your cells.
Yeah, yeah, it's really phenomenal. And even, of course, you have that immediate feeling, but even you start to notice other things. Like I've started to notice, but okay, maybe Tyler, I'm rapidly coming behind you because my personal trainer is like, you are getting so much stronger and recovering so much faster. So I'm
Oh
coming
man,
for your strongman competitions.
that's right. I'm excited. Well,
Awesome.
that's one of the nice things about this too is there's no like uh there's not like you get this burst of energy and then you just have this slump, right? With like a caffeine or other things would, because all these ingredients they 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 just help the cells work and function better, with whether it's autophagy, the mitochondria, the redox cycling of the antioxidants, the continuous ATP production. So it's not like you get a crash or anything later on. And so to your point earlier, if you're dealing with more stress or something, yeah, you can take more. But it's not like, oh, I was having a good day and I took more, and then maybe that I took too much and like overwhelmed the system. Like you won't do it with this, because everything is designed to just support the homeostasis of your cells.
Mm. And for those of you that are coming to Arizona, you're really going to see how it all synergistically works together, because Tyler has also really been working on how we can explain that synergy, because this is really a system. It's not just any old supplement. It really is a system of every single one of these ingredients really working in harmony. And that's why you can level it up, level it down. You can use it according to your lifestyle, because it really is literally working in harmony with the ingredients in there, and then also with your body.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Tyler, for jumping on for tonight's session. I think we might even see you next week, right? So we might see you next week. But of course, we also have you in Arizona, where we get to have you for the whole time that we're in Arizona. But also, you're going to drop some incredible knowledge bombs on us, as well as helping people better understand molecular hydrogen, helping them to better understand, LVQ and how it really works in the body. And of course, you're going to be there as we reveal what the amazing products are that we are going to be sharing with the world. So
Wow.
thank you, Tyler, for jumping on. And yeah, we'll see you
Yeah.
soon. See
Well,
you.
thank you. Thanks everybody, and I look forward to seeing everyone, maybe next week, but of course in Arizona. Hopefully you'll all be there, and I'm excited. Thank you so much, Taryn.
Awesome. Thanks, Tyler.
Bye.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Tyler, for jumping in. Isn't he amazing? He's got such a wealth of knowledge. He literally is the goat of molecular hydrogen. So, all right, we have up next for us, not me, not Tyler, but Rob Sperry, where I hope you're on now, Rob. Where are you?
I'm
Are you?
here.
You're here. Awesome. Awesome, Rob. Great to have you here. Rob is such a phenomenal, like, leader of leaders and a phenomenal trainer. What I really love about Rob is he really takes the ordinary and turns them into the extraordinary. So you're in for an absolute treat as Rob Sperry goes through his session tonight. I can't find you though, Rob. Where
I'm
are you?
hiding somewhere.
Hiding. Oh, there you are. There you are. Let me spotlight you. Awesome. And I'm going to make you co-host as well. Or are you already co-host?
I don't know. It just says spotlight, but that's good. I don't have PowerPoint or
Okay.
anything. I'm just gonna be going with it, so we should be good.
Great. Amazing. Okay,
All
well,
right.
the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. I know many of you well. Those of you that I don't know, I hope I get to meet you in person soon. And I'm actually going to focus on why leaders promote events so much, because Some of you know my story, some of you don't know my story. When I first started building this, I remember my mentor telling me, and he's wildly successful, and he's like, you got to get to this event. You got to get to this event. And I kept rolling my eyes. I'm like, I don't need to go there to have all this rah-rah session, right? I'm like, I just want to build a business. I want to make money, and I want to help other people have transformations with the products and make money. And he's like, you don't get it. Leaders are born at events. And I'm thinking, here we go with like these network marketing cliches. I'm like, I don't need it. And he's like, well, you do need it. And he gave me these different like explanations. And later I learned these different analogies and things that I had seen. And so I'm going to go through some different analogies to help you so you understand even more so the importance and value of it. I'm also going to give you some stories and analogies and reasons that will help you so that you can become better at promoting it for your team. Because as I looked at it, one of the greatest indicators, if there was like a health indicator for your business and you had this dashboard, it really was how many people did I have at the event? Like one of the greatest indicators for the following year and how my business would do. It was that. And some of the simple analogies that, you know, some of you guys have heard me give, some of you haven't, it's like trying to describe, let's say it's a concert. If you love concerts and you're like, oh, the music was amazing and you should have seen the smoke and the outfit and the atmosphere, and the person's listening and they're like, cool story, bro. Like, yeah, that's amazing. Like, no, you should have seen this one song and this walkout and all the dancers. And you're like, yep. And you're trying to listen in your mind. You're like, are they done? You can't do it justice. You just have to be there. Or your favorite vacation, right? I've traveled to 36 countries. And if I were trying to describe, let's say Bora Bora, oh, you should have seen the sunset. How do I describe a sunset, right? Or you should have felt the sand. It was soft. And they're just like, oh, amazing. Like, that's great, right? Or you should have, you know, seen like there's like 9 different colors of blue inside, you know, or on the ocean that you get to see. And they're like, oh, sounds cool. Like, I can't even do it like 10% justice. It's the same thing for an event. You try to explain it and describe it, but there's also other aspects you need to understand. You do need it. But even more importantly, your team members also need it. And if you don't create value for that, then they're not going to treat it as valuable. And it's the ultimate leveraged vehicle because when you're there, you're present. And there's just something that just connects that you can't really describe. And so for me, before I go through these top 10 reasons, my favorite story still is a gal named Shelly that she actually is from Arizona. And she purposely had been in the business, I don't know, 5-6 months. She went to her first convention just to prove to everybody that after she had done everything she needed to do, and then she was going to quit. And this is a multi-billion-dollar company. This is with 1 million distributors. She had signed up 3 people in 5 months. She was a very go-getter, had a lot of fears and insecurities like we all do. And she goes there and she still can't describe it. She doesn't know what changed. She's like, I can't, she's a good friend of mine. She's like, I can't really explain it, but everything changed. She doesn't know, there was no one moment, there was no one story or anything. But she came home and she wrote all these sticky notes everywhere in her house, like just affirmation statements and belief statements. This is her chance. This is her break. She's going to chase it, like all over her house. The following year at convention, she walked the stage as the number 2 highest recruiter out of 1 million distributors. And she literally was on the verge of quitting. Like she was purposely going just to quit and say, it didn't work for me. I can't do it justice either. Even my explanations, even my analogies. I've never had anyone go to events like these and be like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have gone. Every single time you go, you leave saying, I freaking screwed up. And I'll be like, what do you mean? Even though I know what you meant. I wish, and you start naming off 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people would have been there. Had I only known, I would have pushed even harder. Had I only known, this would have made all the difference for my business. When is the next one? Well, next year. So now you got to wait a whole another year, right, for the same type. And yeah, you're going to have little events in between, but you get what I mean. So I can't stress it enough. I'll go through my top 10 really just some ideas and thoughts for you guys to understand the value. Number one, belief transfers. It transfers faster in person than anything online ever will, right? Zooms are great. They're for awareness. Events are for belief, okay? It's like, think about this. You don't, and when I say you don't, I know maybe some of you are one of those crazy people. If you do, just don't attack me, please, okay? But you don't just date somebody online and you're like, hey, never met you in person. I think let's get married, right? Now, if you're one of those crazy people, bless your heart. I still love you, right? You're amazing. But 99.99% of people, like, you got to at least meet in person, right? You don't want to be like catfished or anything like that. Who knows these days, right? It's crazy out there. Same thing with the event. It's really what gets you actually truly transfer belief where you're fully committed. Number two, duplication starts with experience. Okay, so think about that. What you do well duplicates sometimes. What you do poorly almost always duplicates. And we want to make sure that we have a duplication. Yes, you've got your systems, but also an experience, right? A lot of products we can buy these days online. Yeah, you can't get as good of a product like you guys have, but your X factor is still going to be your experience, right? That's going to be a huge distinguishing factor. Number three, events build team culture in a weekend. Like, think about that. Group chats, they don't do that. You need shared emotion. You need shared time. You need shared fire. Again, there's just something about it. The power of everybody there that's got the same mission, the same goals. They're trying to overcome their fears that they all have. And they're seeing different people at different levels and different chapters in their business, and they're chasing them. And there's something just empowering about that, of like, when you're in this world where you feel like so insecure and fearful and everybody judging and misjudging you and scared, and you're chasing your goals and dreams, but now you're in a room where everybody's chasing their goals, their dreams, and their ambitions. There's something so powerful about that. Number four, people don't follow hype, they follow certainty, okay? And nothing builds certainty like seeing it with your own eyes. Again, you can't just describe it, you just got to be there. Number five, leaders are born at events. Ask any top earner where their belief changed to another level, and every single one will tell you that, yes, it's a cliche, but cliches are cliches for a reason, because they're timeless principles. And they will always tell you, and they don't necessarily always know which event or which moment in an event, but they will tell you that it took them from whatever level they're at and leveled up their game. And that's why it's so critical and so important. And you're so used to just give, and sponsor and recruit and reach out. For once you actually just get to receive and recharge those batteries that could be on empty right now, right? You may not be saying anything to anyone, and you may be on empty. You may not even consciously realize that you're on empty, and you walk away and you're like, that's exactly what I needed. Like, that's one of the things that you're going to constantly hear from team members. Number six, you don't recruit just from strategy. You recruit from energy, okay? People leave events, right, where it's just magnetic. They go back to, I've given you the analogy, those that, have done some of my in-depth trainings, most people have their most amount of sponsoring at the very beginning when they know very little, but they have high energy. And then eventually the energy can go down, 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 and the knowledge goes up, 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 up. And they wonder, why am I not sponsoring right now 10 times more than I used to know? It's because nothing replaces energy. And so this raises back up that energy that will make a huge difference for you. Number seven, it resets your vision. You're not going to outperform what that vision is unless you get lucky. So you look at it, you stop playing small when you realize how big this game really is. Like, it expands the belief levels to a whole nother level. You start seeing other people have success. Sometimes it may be, being honest, where you're like, you see someone walk up there and they made like $5,000 a month. And in your mind, you're not saying anything out loud. You're like, are you serious? I don't even think she's that good. You're not saying it out loud, but in your mind. But that's empowering. It should not be a negative thing. It should be, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it. It should be inspiring, not in a negative comparison, but in an empowering way of, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it. It's time for me to step up. Okay. So you're going to have all different types of stories and personalities. Like, how did that person make it? And then other people are going to be like, oh, I know how they made it. They're amazing. And then that inspires you in a different way. Either way, all of it is inspiring for you. Number 8, you get to be around people who don't think you're crazy, right? That matters more than most people admit. It's like the law of environment, the law of association. And there's just something magical about that as you go. Number 9, you learn from conversations in between sessions. Sometimes it's those conversations, right, where people have different takeaways and you're having these in-depth, well, what did you do? Or what are you up to? And sometimes it's just that one little fine tune that changes everything for you. You're pretty close to having that success you want to have, but you need that fine tune. Other times you're in the middle of a session. It's not so much what they say, but all of a sudden, because you're present and you're there to go to the next level, a thought comes to your head that was inspired by something they said that's completely different. That can make all the difference for you. 10, this is always the case. The ones who go, grow every single time. I believe that in large part, the level of your success is determined by the level of your commitment. So you can say all you want to make this thing work and how committed you are. But what are you really saying when you're not at the event? And I know this is tough love. And I understand maybe it's like a wedding or something. I get that. Okay, I'm not going there on that. Okay, I understand that. I understand there's situations, okay? But what are you saying when you say, I want to do whatever it takes to make this work? Then you're not at the event. I really want to make an extra income so I can do this and this. Then you're not at the most important event of the entire year, right? It's like you're running a traditional business and there's like the most important thing that's going to help that business go. You're there. This is the same thing. If you take your business casually, you become a casualty. And it's just the reality. And that's one of the greatest and hardest parts about this business is you've got no boss. So you do what you want when you want. And so eventually it becomes next month, next quarter, next year, right? Can't go this year. I'll be at next year's event. And then it's the next year and the next year. And eventually you get so sick and tired of being sick and tired that either you quit or you step up and say, let's make this thing happen as you go. So a couple different things, because I believe you're all leaders. In different levels, I get that, but we're all leaders or emerging leaders. So I'm gonna give you a leader checklist. Number 1, decide. Just decide that you're gonna go. Make the decision. Now, what is the word decide? The second part of the word decide, C-I-D-E, stands for to kill off. Think of it like suicide, pesticide, homicide, right? It's to kill. So you're killing the decision, the option, and you're saying, no, I'm not like thinking about it. Like I got my ticket. I got my flights booked or I'm driving there. I've seen people drive 20 hours to get to events like these. I remember back in the day when we would rent houses and they said you could have 8 people in them and we'd have like 25 people. And yeah, it's like hilarious now when I think about it, but it was like, that's what it was. There was no excuses. I was chasing my dreams. So number 2, going along with that is, book your stuff, get your ticket, book your flight, stop watching just the flight alerts, like lock in your Airbnb, right? Figure a way you're going to share it. Share a room or carpool, whatever it is. Number 3, make it public. Go into your group and post, I'm going. Who else is already booked, right? Visibility creates momentum. Number 4, message your runners one-on-one, direct, right? Be direct with them. Say like whatever you want to say from this training, but let them know you want them there. Help them figure it out as you go. Because I know sometimes you feel like you're being pushy, but guess what? Great pushes or great coaches, they push people. Think about it. The greatest athletes, they had coaches that pushed them. So you feel guilty about pushing them to go to an event that they can't afford when that event they go to that they can't afford could actually change their entire situation and their entire life and the trajectory of their life. Whereas if they don't go to the event, probably a year, 2, 3, 4 years from now, they're stuck in the same place. I know that's really brutal. I'm just like, I'm trying to just lay it straight for all of you. I hope you appreciate that. My intent is really, really good. 5, solve problems. Don't just stall. Like if the budget's tight, get a roommate. If you have to drive. You have to babysit, swap, do it. Like find reasons. Your brain can focus on solutions or problems, but it can't do both. So figure it out, right? I've had people that sold like baseball cards to go, right? Or clothing. And they went on like Facebook Marketplace. I'm like, I don't even know how that thing works. Never done that before. But they just started figuring it out because their dream was big enough that they created priority for this. And those are some of the most powerful stories because they wanted it so bad. They said, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it work. So the next part as you guys are going through this is you're really just as leaders, you commit and then you're helping everybody else commit. And you're constantly creating recognition in your group chats and you're constantly creating recognition in your Facebook groups, right? Of like who's going, who's committed, what they figured out. You're helping them figure it out like as you go. And I promise you it'll make a huge difference. Like I think of the events that I've had several of them. Cindi always had the most people. She was always like figuring out flight alerts when flights were cheap for people coming. She was always figuring out like housing for people, trying to figure out even like things like food, figure out like cars, stuff like that as you go. Like that's what we used to always do, old school. And now new school, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I can't go just online. And they don't understand like online has some huge advantages nowadays, but it doesn't take away from the in-person. Just like I said, it's just like the online dating. There is just a difference. And it makes such a huge difference. And that's why it's so important for every single one of you guys as you go. So I promise you, you're going to show up to the event and you'll be like, oh, I wish I would have known. And you're going to have a later say, I told you, right? I told you, I tried telling you. And you're going to look at that room and you're going to say, wow, like what the ultimate leverage, the amount of stories and you know learning about the new products and hearing from the founders and the corporate team and the leaders and the connection and the emotion, it just connects everything, the mind, right, the body, the energy, just everything. It connects everything. And so for you, don't give up. I understand like some of you are like, oh, I tried. I'm telling you, try all the way to the last second. There's some people that are spur of the moment and they love making their decisions literally 3 days before. So you do not give up. You do not give up all the way until the very end. You are trying to figure this out, to help them out, to think of solutions, to think of ways, because you will show up there. And no matter how many people you'll have, you're going to have names come to your mind saying, I wish they would have been here. And you will see after this event, you will see those that have the most amount of people here at that event. You will see the greatest impact on their businesses because there's nothing else that will create more leverage. Nothing. There's nothing else that will create more leverage and more fire than this specific event. And so I know that I'm like, for me, I know I'm like beating a dead horse and it's like very, very strong. It's because I know what it will do. And I'm trying to give you tough love because I know how much it will help you. I don't get anything more out of it if you guys have double, triple, quadruple, except for me, just the sheer joy of seeing people that are chasing their dreams actually achieve them. And so I hope that you find some things in this that give you some perspective and some vision. I hope this propels you into more action and gives you some more ideas where you say, you know what, like, yeah. And I hope even with some of you top leaders, like declare how many you're going to have and don't just throw out some random number that sounds cute and looks good, right? But throw out, yeah, a big bold number. And then I want you to commit that I'm doing whatever it takes. I'm going to get people there and I'm going to figure it out. You're going to create your little checklist of recognition and helping people and problem solve because you guys are going to absolutely love it. You're going to smash it. This is one of the biggest keys for you to create massive momentum to finish this year and create massive momentum for next year. So that's it. Short and sweet, just 20 minutes, 10 points for all of you guys and a leader checklist to help you to smash it so you can do even better at promoting and making this event happen. So I hope that was helpful for all of you. And I know I will see many of you the night before at the event, which I always look forward to. And I just want to thank Cindi and Taryn and the whole corporate team for allowing me to come on and share some of just my experience to help all of you to do even better at promoting the event.
Thank you so, so much, Rob, for sharing your wisdom with us. It was incredible. And I will just actually mirror a couple of things that you said there, which was number one, I was one of those people that made the decision last minute because the person who was enrolling me was like, come on, you got to go. I was like, no, I gave every excuse under the sun of why I couldn't go. And then I finally got there and my whole world changed. And do you know what also happened for her? I was by far the biggest recruiter, the biggest performer, the biggest producer she had ever had. So for her, that persistent, like, keep going to take me to that event not only changed my life, but it changed her life. And look at that, by consequence, also all of your lives that are part of Luma Vitae as well, but just because of that moment. So events are those before and after moments. They're so incredible, and you really do in the space of a weekend. It's like quantum leaping. It's like quantum leaping a whole year of trying to train and teach somebody, and for them to get it in a moment. They get it, and that's what's so incredible about it. Thank you so much, Rob. Rob is, of course, going to be at our Crystal Starlight cocktail reception, where all of our crystal and above, actually in September, if you're Topaz, you're also going to get the opportunity to spend the evening with Rob and pickle his brain. Well, not pickle it, pick it. Pick his brain. He's been an incredible trainer for 6, 7, and 8-figure leaders inside of the industry. So he definitely knows, if you remember from last session, success leaves clues. And I'm pretty sure Rob has a lot of those clues up his sleeve for him to share over that evening. Thank you so much, Rob. I know you've got to jot off to
Thank you
something
so
else.
much.
Spending the evening with us. Okay. All right. So let's have a look. How are we all going? Are we all feeling good? How many have you committed to getting to the Arizona event? You want to put in the chat there how many you've actually committed to getting to the Arizona event. Do you want to declare it right now? Let's tell the universe or source or God or whatever it is that you speak to. Let's put it in there. Let's commit to what it is or who it is or how many people that you're bringing. Nicole, 50. That's phenomenal. Wow. How awesome. Okay. Right. Now, our next speaker, if I just bring her up. Oops, not that slide. This one here. Our next speaker is the wonderful Cindi Kelly. You're here? Cindy's here? Yeah, you're here. Great. Our next speaker, Cindi Kelly. Oh, by the way, I see some people in here even saying things like, I have no team. Guys, this is the perfect thing to bring people to that team, to create that team. My original sponsor didn't really have a team either. In fact, I think I was the only person she brought to that event, right? I think a few others ended up not coming. So I was the only person. We ended up creating a massive organization. So, you have no idea what is possible between now and that point if you just choose it, if you just make that decision and decide to actually do it. In this event, you can create a phenomenal team, even if in this moment you have nobody, because 3 weeks magic can happen. All right, our next wonderful presenter, let me bring her up, is the beautiful, it will not let me do this. Why are you not letting me do that? That's really annoying. All right, just gonna have to see it like this. Cindi Kelly, you're on. She's going to go through the road to Topaz, Crystal, and Sapphire and setting up for 2006 scale. Why is this so important? This is so important because just think about what Tyler has already told you. If it's really to be going mainstream in 2027, well, 2026 is a really important year. And for those of you that have been in the journey with Luma Vitae, you will know that right now we are creating so many different systems and processes and things like that so that we have the ability to rapidly scale in 2026. We have some phenomenal products that are coming out towards the end of the year and at the beginning of next year as well. So you really want to make sure that right now you are positioning yourself in that place to make the most of what's happening over the next couple of years to come. So right now is really critical. And right now, as we all know, for those of you that were already part of it, we did the Fast Start Retrack sorry, the fast track restart. And so right now should be the month, if you were to begin again, right now should be the month that you would be in Topaz. So Cindi, if you can unmute yourself wherever you are.
I'm here.
Okay, awesome. I'll add spotlight for you.
Okay, great. Hi. Well, it's actually great to follow up what Rob just shared, because I feel like Rob gives gives so much amazing insight, and I love hearing him share, and just the way that he breaks it down and makes everything seem so simple, and why you want to be in the room, right? Like I was reading the comments the whole time he was talking, and he makes it make sense. So I think it's a perfect segue for me to talk about our business, getting as many people as we possibly can to Topaz and above, and kind of really just break down what that looks like and just make it super simple. The reason it's a great segue is because Rob is going to be live training at a higher level, doing a leadership training for us at the Crystal celebration. So who here is already a Crystal and above and is going to be at that event? Drop it in the comments. Amazing. And then who here is committed and determined to achieving either Crystal or Topaz this month? Because, well, one, you want to do that for your business anyway, but two, you want to have this experience with Roseberry where you get to sit there firsthand and learn some of this leadership stuff. So yeah, Taryn, am I still on my end? I still see that double screen of me and me holding the laptop. I don't know if that's what everyone else sees, but let me know.
You do so much work for us, so you're holding double laptops.
Is Cindi, is that what everyone else is seeing? Okay, let me see. There we go. Is that what you want?
I mean, I just still see me and lots of laptops.
I think it's frozen on the present double Cindi.
Oh, that's not fun.
I mean, it's actually cute because I'm looking at AI Cindi, so I'm not mad about it.
Okay, let me try to fix this.
I'm just not sure. Am I looking at me? Oh, there I am. Hi. Here I am. Perfect. I like actually double Cindi with the laptop better. It's perfect. Rather than myself. So you could bring it back. Do you have the slides, or do you want me to share the one? I can share it if you want.
I have the slides. I've just got to.
No worries. Only thing I saw was like double Cindi, so I wasn't sure where we were at.
Can you see that?
Exit full screen. I see all kinds of stuff.
Oh my God, why would it not just let me share? All right, we're just gonna have to do it in Canva because it will not let me share outside of it. I don't know why.
Yeah, there's like a lot of me today. So let me just bring it back for just a minute to Crystal. Okay, so triple Cindi, gosh, I think you have like 5 of me at the moment. This is great. Okay, so my intention that I would like to set for everybody that's here with us right now, number one would be to make sure that you're coming to Arizona. So drop some love in the chat, drop some desert symbols, let us know that you're going to be there. And then the next piece is going to be, how many people are you bringing? And how many people are you bringing that maybe you haven't even invited yet? They're not even in your team. They're the future comment, like the future team that you're calling in, everything that you just heard from Rob. And how many of you are already here, already committed, but you really want to elevate the game that you're playing? You want to make sure you're Topaz this month because you know that you want a seat at that table. And it's your decision that you're making right now that you're absolutely not going to settle for anything less. Like, you are going to have a seat at the table with the highest performers, the top leaders, the corporate team, Rob Sperry, and you're going to learn. Oh, wow. Do you guys see that on your screen too?
You're back to Topaz.
Okay, great. You're going to, I didn't realize mine was going to be so comical at the moment right now. Okay, so, but I would love for all of you to make that decision. And I want to give you guys this is going to be some brief numbers. We're not going to talk in depth today, but I really want for you to understand why this is so significant and why it's so important that you claim that seat for yourself, where you make the decision that there's just no other way other than you being there, being present, because you know that you are the people in your inner circle, right? Like the people that you surround yourself with, the people that you choose to let into that inner circle, you get to choose that. And so choose wisely, right? Because the people you surround yourself with, you see your friends and you'll see your future, right? So get yourself a seat at the table with the people that are doing the thing, the people that don't have excuses, the people that are here with reasons why they are going to be a top leader, why they're going to succeed, why they're going to be instrumental in the future of Luma Vitae, why they care, why they show up. Those are the people you want to be in your presence, okay? Not the ones that are giving you a hard time or coming up with every reason why they're not there. Because the truth of the matter is, those aren't the people that are going to, they're very unlikely. I don't want to state facts, but they're very unlikely to be the people that are going to help you elevate your life and get you to places you haven't been before. And they're also very unlikely to be long-term with Luma Vitae as a top leader, as a top performer, as somebody making a difference in the world. So the people that you want to surround yourself with are the other people that have the same vision as you. So let's break down a very simple roadmap for Topaz. So normally to get to the Crystal event, it would be Crystal, right? But this month we are opening it up to achieve Topaz. So all of you that achieve Topaz this month, you get to go to this private exclusive event. And I would love for as many of you as possible to achieve that. And in addition, what does that really mean big picture? It's not just about that. It's what you're doing in the foundation that you're building for your business. So let's look at some very simple numbers. So Topaz is 25,000 LB. Okay. You can use obviously any combination of, formulas, people. You could have 2 partners helping you, 100 partners helping you. There's a lot of different ways you could break it down. I wanted to give you a simple way that I think is very manageable that you could wrap your head around. Okay. So use these 4 numbers on the top. So you want to get to 25K. What's a great simple way to do that? Well, we know that we want to build 3 legs, right? 3 legs, everything we were talking about, like really build 3 teams, bring in 3 leaders. So look at this as 3 different legs. If you do 3 legs at 6K PV on each one of those 3, and then the 4th column here is showing you 7K BV, right? Now you can use up to 50% of your 25K in our compensation plan from BV. So if you have more, great. I'm showing you with 7K. How do you generate BV? Well, the BV is the income producing activities, right? It's the different things that you've had. It's the promotions, it's what you sell, it's the events, it's the things that you've done in your business to generate bonus volume aside from the actual sale. And so whatever you started the month with, you have that for this month. So in this example, I'm just using 7,000. Okay. So now let's look at the 3 6Ks. And let's break down, if you look at 25K, if you're somebody that doesn't have a huge team yet, maybe that seems overwhelming. So let's make it simple. So if you've got 6K PV, what is that? It's 11 orders, you guys. That's it. 11 orders with a bottle and tablet. That is all it is. So if you just bring in 3 leaders and each one of those teams does 11 orders, I'm not saying you have to do that many. Your whole lineage, infinite levels deep. Can you guys do that? 3 people that you bring in, you get to choose. Who are the 3 people? If you could only bring in 3 people, if I told every one of you that you were only allowed 3 people, that's it. You only have 3 seats at the table. Who are the 3 that you're going to pick? Who are the 3 that are as committed, as passionate, as excited as you are to do this? Bring those people in and help them win. Help them get their seat at the table. Who are the 3 people that are going to show up even stronger than you? They're going to help you raise your vibration. They're going to help you elevate your game. Instead of feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm pulling. How frustrating is it when you're constantly having to pull someone and you're constantly having to pull someone and you're just like, oh my gosh, like when are they ever going to just start doing the thing themselves? Like, it's so frustrating. I'm trying. Well, maybe that is a moment where you can have some inner reflection and wonder if you have the right people at the table. And if not, it's an opportunity in this moment right now that you get to choose who are the people I'm calling in. It is not too late to bring new people in right this very moment and bring them all to Arizona. Let me just make that abundantly clear. You get to choose right now. So if you want a seat at that table and you want to be a Topaz and you want to declare yourself as a top leader and you want to be one of those leaders that's growing, this is the plan. Go get 3 people. Have those 3 people do at least 11 orders of bottles and tablets. Do you want to break it up another way? You want to have different, it's fine. You guys can do any formula you want, but I just am showing you a slide to make it as simple as you possibly can. And I am focused on Topaz because it is a gift that we have this month to only do Topaz and get a ticket to the Crystal celebration. And you want to be there. Okay, so memorize this, make it super easy, get your people, and then let me show you if you're like, great, I'm already above that and you want to go further. Maybe you're already Topaz and you're looking for Crystal or Onyx or Sapphire. Let me show you a really simple plan on what you're going to do. Next slide, Taryn. There you go. Okay, it's this easy. So Crystal is 50K in Lumi volume, Onyx is 100K, and Sapphire is 200K. So guess what? Repeat the screen before. How many of them do you need? Don't overcomplicate it. So you're going to have 2 Topaz for Crystal. That's it. You're just doing it twice. Or you're going to have 4 Topaz for Onyx. Or you're going to have 8 for Sapphire. Because I know for all of you or almost all of you, when you think Sapphire and you're like, wow, that's such a big number. Guess what? Sapphire opens up all kinds of things. Like, we'll talk about that in another call, but it's opening up shares and just massive abundance. And you're like, well, how am I going to get there? I just showed you how to get there because I just showed you how easy it is to do Topaz. So now you're just talking about a team of 8. Do you all know 8 people that want to have massive success, be part of this community, make a huge difference in the world, create generational wealth? Do you know 8 people that want to be at that table? Well, if you don't, then start with Crystal, start with Onyx. But if you really, really, really want to play big and you're done playing small and you're done making excuses and you're done watching somebody else have success while you're not the one doing it, network marketing, my friends, is all about leverage. It is all about the people that you help. It is not about what you do. It is not about what you can do on your own. This business model, the reason it's so abundant, the reason it's so amazing is it's about how many other people you help. And so these formulas are just showing you that. How many people are you going to elevate? What is that experience going to be? How many people do you actually care to make a difference for? Because if you're sitting here stuck on yourself and you're making excuses and you're coming up with all the reasons you don't show up, you're not on the calls, you need reminders to be on the calls, you need somebody to ask you 35,000 times to be at an event, then you have not made the decision. And I am inviting you right now to make the decision. And if you have made that decision, I am inviting you right now to extend your arm to someone else that might need to borrow your belief for one more moment. Get them there and let them make the decision for themselves, but get them in the room where they can make the decision to elevate their life and to be in a space that maybe they've never been before. Maybe they're scared, maybe they're afraid of success, maybe they're afraid of failure, maybe they're afraid of what other people think. Fear is what controls most of our mind. Let's make a decision that we're not going to do that. We'll take a simple roadmap, a simple formula, and we'll create this and we'll scale it, right? We'll scale something amazing. You already heard from Rob about all the reasons why. You already heard from Tyler and Taryn about what we're bringing out into the world, right? You guys are hearing about all these patents and all this stuff and you have no idea what's happening, but what you should know is that you want to be part of it and that you don't want to miss what we're doing. And that's literally the only thing. If there's only one thing you take, it's that you are going to have a seat at that table. You've made that decision. You're going to be there. You're going to do everything you can to be a top leader and be present with us in Arizona. So, Taryn, do you want me to keep going or are you doing this part?
I think you sound like you're on a roll there, Cindi. So you could probably keep going on this.
I don't even know. Okay, so perfect. Just tell me when to stop. Okay, so
no, actually, there's one thing I will share though. There's one thing I will share is that, I shared before with Rob that it was literally down to the 11th hour when I went to my very first event that my friend was just almost felt like it was harassing, but either way, I'm very glad that I went. And I was the 11th hour that I decided to go. Like somehow she managed to get the last ticket and I was there. The following event that I went to the equivalent of what this is in terms of the crystal. Like I ran hard, I saw it, I got the vision, I became the equivalent of what a crystal would be. So that at the next event, I was in that room as a crystal with all the top leaders, with the owners of the company, with all of that. That also then completely changed my perspective. All of a sudden, I'm there with people that had created millions of dollars and did this in this industry. And that completely, again, put me on a whole nother trajectory the following year. So being in those rooms, being able to be surrounded by people who have done it before, it puts then your belief on steroids. So get yourself in that room, because I know, again, that was a before and after moment for me to be in that room, having achieved, you know, what a crystal is, and to be able to be surrounded by people who'd done it before.
Yes, I love that. So what are we doing right now? September, currently, we have this entire month is our Crystal Starlight promotion. And that is what we just talked about with Topaz, right? So this month, instead of only the crystals, although every crystal, I saw some of you guys commenting, from 7 to 10, we have our Starlight cocktail reception and leadership training with Roseberry. Like small, intimate group getting not just the regular training, but advanced leadership training, where Rob, who was a top recruiter, top performer when he was in the field of network marketing, he now coaches and trains 7- and 8-figure earners in this space because he's done it. He's done the work himself, and he's going to be there giving the advanced leadership training tips and tricks. And you will have the opportunity to be in an intimate setting with him, with Taryn, with Patrick, with myself, with other top leaders. Next. Wealth window promotion. So achieve fast track Topaz for the first time, or requalify as paid as Topaz and get a ticket to Crystal Starlight. Okay, so that's all the people that we are literally right now talking to that are going to follow that map. Now, there's more. You can scroll. Do you want us to pull the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so all paid as crystals and above will have an exclusive ticket to this event. Keep going.
Oh,
That's it.
awesome. Awesome, awesome. Awesome. So you want to be in that room. You want to be making sure that you are doing everything you can to be there, because you want to be able to rub shoulders with the people. You want to be able to do the things and actually get that hands-on intimate training with people like Rob Sperry, which is really amazing. Okay, up next we have the beautiful Corrina, who is going to go through. Where are you, Corrina? Where are you?
Right here.
Where? Oh, there you are. Hi.
Hi.
Corrina is going to take you through accountability creates your destiny.
Wow. Okay. You guys ready for this? First of all, how many of you, when you hear the word destiny, what opens up for you? Like, what do you feel literally when you hear that word? Just be honest in the chat. What do you feel? Excitement. Maybe you feel fear. I made it. Tingles. It's here. What is it? Yeah. Okay. I get that question all the time. What is it? What's my destiny? Magic. Love the word. Feel it in my soul. Ultimate light. How many of you know right here, right now, that you're living your destiny? Just put a yes if you know that, without a doubt. How many of you are like, I'm still figuring that out? Just be like, figuring it out. Or not yet. Figuring it out, not yet. I'm on the path for sure. It depends on what. Okay, figuring it out. Okay, yes, that's why I'm here. On the path, on the path. Getting there. On the right path. Yes, yes, yes. I don't know. Feeling like neutral. Okay, beautiful. So we have this incredible destiny moment, I believe, which is Arizona coming up, that Cindi just shared, all the amazing, the possibilities of sitting in that crystal, now Topaz, Starlight dinner. You have the possibility of ranking, expanding your teams 6 months, 12 months from now, like all the incredible reoccurring income, like all these things, right? And I know that's at least part of why you're here. Part of why you said yes to Lume Vitae, part of what brought you here was the possibility of a destiny inside Lume Vitae. Some part of your path being fulfilled here, financially, in a purpose, in a higher vision, in a higher possibility for your family, and likely for the world. If any part of what I'm saying is accurate for you, just put a yes. And if you're a no, then I would say, I would get kind of honest with yourself about why you're here, if that has nothing to do with why you're here. Okay, lots of yeses. So I have this, I'll say, privilege that I'm someone who can often see things that others cannot see. I'll leave it at that. And I often have dreams that you could consider to be prophetic. And I've been having these dreams for my whole life. And it took me quite a while to get oriented to how to work with that information. And what does it mean and how to work with it? And at first, honestly, it was frightening. Just like I'm sure some of you, when you think about the word destiny, you're like, oh my God, like if I have an actual destiny, like, whoa, that feels like a heavier responsibility. I felt like that for a really long time. I didn't know what to do with the destiny that was given to me over and over again through these dreams, through visions, through intuitive nudges. I know Taryn and I talk about this all the time, like the synchronicities, you know, the signs, the synchronicities, the things that just keep coming at you, flying at you quickly and fast. And you might be saying, wow, I ended up here because of something like that. Or maybe you landed here and then it started happening because you started taking things like LVQ and our magical, bottle and going, oh my God, what's happening? So I'm sharing this with you because over time, I began to trust my destiny. I began to not only know that I have a destiny, but to trust it and live by it. So the title of my little talk here has in it the word accountability. So essentially, I started to become accountable to my destiny. And what that meant was sometimes doing the absolute most crazy things that nobody in my life could relate to. My parents, my husband, people around me were like, what are you doing? I say, well, I had a dream, like literally had a dream that told me to do this. So I'm going to go do it. Yeah, I'm one of those. I'm just going to do the crazy, wild thing. And I've shared my story enough about how I came to Lume Vitae through dreams. I won't go into that. But here's what I want to share with you. Is that by following every one of those nudges and those dreams, as wild as they were, Amber, I'm seeing you on fire. Like as much as it's like, oh my God, like I know I'm supposed to be in that room. At one time, I was trying to figure out how to get to California with zero in my bank account. I needed $300 for a ticket. For the ticket to the event, I needed about $400 for the plane ticket, but I knew I was supposed to be in the room for something that was a part of my destiny, and I just said yes to it. And then all of a sudden, the next day, my mother-in-law said, do you know about this professional development account that you can apply to get funds? I was teaching at as an adjunct professor at a college, and I applied it. I got the money, got the freaking money with nothing. But I knew because there was this pulse, there was this light that I felt when a woman was speaking. Maybe right now I'm that woman for you. I felt something. And what I was feeling was my destiny that was already done, that was already known, that was already laid out for me, just like it is for you. And because I believed it and I felt the pain of it, I felt the pain of not having it, and I felt the possibility of having it. But I said, I'm going to figure it out. So I ended up there in Santa Barbara, California, and I ended up being face to face with this woman who later became a mentor of mine in a room of 100 amazing humans who were lit up. And I got to stand there and be seen for the first time for who I was. After years and years of not being seen, of having these prophetic dreams, of feeling like I was the only one who had a crazy wild dream and crazy wild visions. And it was that moment that became the pivot moment of my entire life. That was the moment that was seated in me of my entire mission and destiny, that, you know, I can sit here today in my dream home and living in this paradise island of Puerto Rico, having made millions of dollars afterwards, and say that was the moment. I didn't know it then, but that was the moment that I chose to believe that it was possible for me. Even though I didn't have it yet in my bank account, even though I didn't know how it was going to happen. So here's why I'm telling you all of this. Hopefully I'm sinking in. Hopefully there's something here that's for you in this story. But I also want you to know this. And this is truly for anyone this resonates with. And if it doesn't resonate with you, if this is not a belief of yours, it's fine. But here's the thing. A couple of weeks ago, I had a dream, and it was about the Arizona event. And it was actually about this moment on this virtual call that didn't even exist. It didn't exist. It wasn't in the game plan. Cindi, Taryn, they can tell you that. This 2-hour window was not in the game plan. But I had a dream, and I was sitting in front of you, and I was telling you what you needed to go to Arizona. And you needed to be there because your destiny was waiting. This wasn't just a small destiny. This was a big freaking deal. This was like time to melt away all the limitations, all the blocks, all the reasons that you made up about why you couldn't have it too. And I was speaking to all of you, and I was telling you that this was your moment. And so this is a choice point. I know it because I dreamed it. And because I've now had 2 decades of having dreams like this become true and following them and having them stack up and stack up and stack up and stack up, that I know it's real. And so what I'm telling you is real. It sits in truth. And the truth is this. There are going to be those who are in that room. And they're going to be the ones that chose to take the reins of their destiny in this moment because you made a decision. And it's going to be a pivot point in your life. It's going to change your family. It's going to change your bank account. And it's going to change the world. And there's going to be those of you who are still sitting here right now and you haven't made that decision. You didn't decide it for yourself. And I don't judge you for that. It's just not your moment, maybe. But I will tell you, you're going to watch others do it. You're going to watch them have the business that you want to have. You're going to watch them 6 months from now say, wow, I finally got the check I wanted. Wow, I'm having the Christmas I wanted with my family. You're going to watch that. And the thing that I want to leave you with is this. That is on you. That might be the hardest thing that I'm going to say to you right now, which is only your choice. There's no one else's. There's no excuse. There's no amount of, I don't have this money. No, it is 100% accountability with you and your soul. And whatever you choose to believe in about whether or not you use this moment to build the momentum into the destiny that is already waiting for you. And I will tell you, the one thing that I saw in the dream that was so lucid and so clear to me is it was just simply one block, one little minor wall, one little thing that looked really big. And maybe it looks big to you right now. But I can tell you, when I started speaking in the dream like I'm speaking right now, it just disappeared. The block went away. The thing that scared you, the thing that you didn't think was possible for you to get over, that wall, that limit, that story, as soon as you chose it, the solution showed up. As soon as you chose it, we all took the wall down together. And so if any part of this is speaking to you right now, if any part of what I'm saying to you is real and true for you right now, make the decision now. Don't let it be about conditions in your life, ever. Because this is actually the game we're up to. It is not about, oh, now I have the proof, now I see it. Well, guess what? If you're waiting for that, you will be waiting next year too. All right, that's my piece. Thank you, everyone.
Incredible. Thank you so much, Corrina. Magical as always, as you always are. And of course, you're going to see more of Corrina and her incredible activations, her incredible wisdom, her incredible leadership at Arizona as well. I know everyone absolutely loves it when you you pull out magic out of people, which I think is just so incredible and so special. And so you will also see the amazing Corrina also at Arizona. Thank you so much, Corrina, for your share tonight and on Destiny. How cool is it? We've had a pretty cool interesting destiny with Luma Vitae, from your dreams to lots and lots of crazy moments. So it's been pretty awesome. All right, who do we have up next? Let's have a look. Well, there's the beautiful Corrina that I didn't get her screen up in time, but Patrick, would you like to give us a little bit of the strategy of operations that bring dreams alive? And then straight after this, we're going to go into a few of our Lumi leaders, and they're going to be doing a little segment on that. So we're running out of time, Patrick. So even if you keep yours short and sweet, that would be great.
The pressure is on. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it. Karina, I'm going to remove your spotlight. Oh, thank you. Look at me, front and center. Hi, everybody. I'm so honored to be here. First and foremost, for those of you who have known me or seen me in the space, I have been on this journey in the wellness industry since I was diagnosed with celiac disease, probably like 11 or 12 years ago. And so I was forced really into having to find my way through understanding how wellness can interact with not only myself, but also just the way and how I show up. And I really went all in, and I worked in the wellness industry and have had experience really expanding and promoting and growing businesses from an operational standpoint. And I give a great debt of gratitude really to my hospitality experience, growing up, and then, really working for the Cheesecake Factory and learning really how to operate gigantic $20 million restaurants with thousands of staff members and managers. And it's helped me really execute at a higher level to understand really how to fix problems, really how to identify some gaps or some missing areas of opportunity, but also demanding excellence and making sure that we are pushing the envelope in every facet, in every corner, every nook and cranny that's available. And that's really what I've come to Luma Vitae for. I first started speaking with Taryn, and I saw her vision and I saw her ability to not only move mountains, but to really position herself as the subject matter expert in regards to what we're doing here with regards to molecular hydrogen. And what I was really excited about is I wanted to be a part of this. I wanted to jump on board because this is a rocket ship. And for those of you who have known and seen what I've done in the past, you've known I've taken businesses, I've scaled companies, I've grown, I've expanded into new countries. And ultimately, what I've done is really tried to make an emphasis on the customer journey. Because at the end of the day, especially in this referral-based business, you guys need to be out there promoting Luma Vitae and helping share. But HQ and corporate, we need to make sure that we have the systems in place to take care of your customers so that you don't have to worry about it. Because at the end of the day, you guys need to share and get on your soapbox and talk about your story and talk about what makes you tick. We need to take care of how is the customer getting their product? How quick are they getting it? Are there any hiccups? God forbid there are. We're human. How quickly are we responding to those? The unboxing experience, making sure if you get a package in Toronto that it's the same if you get a package in Switzerland or in Sweden. The customer journey and the touch points, not only from a marketing standpoint, from an operational standpoint, to a packaging standpoint, we are looking at everything and we are upgrading this just like what we're doing here. We're upgrading our calls. The wealth window is open and it's available to each and every one of you. We are looking at every facet of our business to upgrade it for each and every one here. And it's kind of like that time when you look at Apple or Amazon and there was like this window of being a part of this company or being an investor in that stock and getting like the inside window of something before it really blows up. If you guys were able to see what we're able to look at in terms of whether it's Google Analytics, whether it's search engine optimization to identify keywords, Molecular hydrogen and what LumaVitae is here to do is primed and ready to absolutely explode. And so there's been a lot of, over the last few months since July and August, there's been a lot of like unheaving, right? We're digging up some things. We're really looking at every facet of the business. We're changing things. We're putting new systems in place. And you're probably feeling that a little bit, but you know what? The other side of that, tremendous pressure creates a diamond. And I think that's what we're doing here. We're just creating a little bit of pressure here. We're just stress testing our system, and we're really identifying the areas of opportunity that we need to make an impact on. And so some things that we're putting in place is really making sure that we have the huge emphasis on response times and customer support. And I'm happy to announce, some of you have already gotten the heads up on this, but tomorrow, I believe it'll be afternoon for most of you that are in Europe, and late morning for us in the United States. We're going to be going live with our new customer support, basically ticketing system. We call it a CRM in the business, and it's really a customer relationship management tool. And so first and foremost, it's going to be the hopper in which where all customer tickets, emails, concerns, questions are going to go into this system, and they're going to be categorized using AI that's going to help identify what the problem is. That's going to help give our agents better tools to identify the problem and then also the solution. That's first and foremost. Next, probably in the next 30 days after we go live with Care, we're going to onboard our partners email too. So we're going to have both emails getting placed into our CRM. And then hopefully in the next couple weeks, we're going to launch a live chat widget on the website so that you can, when agents are available in your time zone, you can live chat with an agent off the website. And that's going to also give you abilities to interact with our AI bot that might help you identify an answer to your question faster than having to wait for a customer support agent to find your answer for you. So a lot of things are being put into place to really just help your customers find the information and get all of that solved. Really what we're looking at is how do we empower the brand partners to help grow your business? And the other facet that we're looking for is really putting in marketing abilities so that you can pluck and pull what you need to help promote your business. Because at the end of the day, as Taryn, as Cindi, as Rob has alluded to, even Corrina, you guys are the CEOs of your business. You guys are in charge. You're in charge of when you want to wake up. You're in charge of how hard you want to work that day. You're in charge if you want to spend time with your family or your children, but you're also in charge of how you want to show up in your business. And we want to help you with that. And that's really something that we're trying to put some systems in place so that you can really help execute and promote. Because at the end of the day, we win when you win, and you win when we win. Rising tides raise all ships, and that's why we're here. I think each and every one of you are going to be exposed to some really new facets of the business when you're in Arizona. And so I think that's one of the most pivotal points that you can do in your business is making the decision to do it. And I saw some people in the chat that were talking about how they're scared. And you know what the response is? If you're scared, then do it scared, but let's do it together. We will hold hands with you and we will help you. And if you trip and fall, we're going to help pick you up. That's what we're here to do. We're here to help support you and to help you promote your business. And if that's something that we can do differently, if that's a different way in which how we can show up, then that's what we're here for. So do it scared. I appreciate everyone's time and I appreciate everyone's grace. It's definitely been a lot, but I'm loving every moment of it. And we are doing a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure that we put better processes in place for each and every one of you. So I think that's really what sets the precedence away. I get really fired up talking about wellness and talking about health. This is something that I'm super passionate about. It's not just a job for me. This is a way of life. If you saw, our home with our children, what we feed our kids, the environment, I live and breathe wellness and a biohacking aspect because I have to. And so it's an honor to be here. And thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you so much, Patrick. Yes, he's really phenomenal. We are so blessed and lucky at LumaVitae to have Patrick come in and now be our new COO. He's really revamping everything inside of LumaVitae. And yes, of course, it has been a little bumpy for a bit, but that's pretty normal because we have a lot of incredible systems that are being upgraded. So you are all having a much better experience. As I said earlier, what we're really doing and why this is called the window of wealth is because we're spending all of this time right now to get ready for when that window fully opens, so that we can really make the most of what it is that we're really creating here, so that we can really make sure that, you know, when it's go time and everyone starts to really be like, you know, molecular hydrogen starts to go mainstream, we're ready to rapidly scale during that period. And we can see it and feel it. Who can already kind of feel it? Who can feel it in their waters? The molecular hydrogen is going mainstream super soon. Yeah, it's pretty exciting, isn't it? So, you know, as we as a company also have to get really ready for that as well, you know, to move away from being such a smaller boutique company to really growing into a massive billion-dollar company. And that requires us to do a lot, you know, behind the scenes from an operational perspective. And we couldn't be in better hands than having Patrick run that ship, captain that ship of operations for us. So thank you so much, Patrick. Okay, let's have a look. Who do we have next up here? That was Patrick. Oh, got a bunch of beautiful ladies that are going to bring some of their magic to the screen tonight. So let's see who we've got up. Who is the, unless you're Australian and you don't know this, first cab off the rank? We have Genevieve. So Genevieve, do you want to share your beautiful message around the essence of network marketing in its most potent form? Are you here? Can you find her anywhere?
Oh yeah, we need to unmute her.
Oh.
I got her.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Taryn. Thank you, Cindi. And I don't know about you guys, but I can still feel this like live LVQ sensation in my body from Corrina. And you know, that's one of the things that I personally experienced at an event in Florida just a few months ago. I could feel the current going through my body and it changed everything. And so for those of you who I don't know, because I'm new to this space, my name is Genevieve Dowling, and I've been immersed in the realm of energetics and wellness for over 15 years. Because my amazing late father, he was an OG in holistic wellness. He opened a clinic when I was 7 years old, and I've really been able to move through the world, living in Mexico now full time, to deepen that path and passion. And let me tell you one thing. I witness people coming from all over the world to our city every single day, seeking health, seeking clarity, and seeking light. And that's in the form of well-being. And that's what we're doing here, is we are helping people activate more light. But to me, this activation goes beyond hydrogen and wellness. Light also shows up as wealth. And that's why today I would love to share from the depth of my heart the essence of network marketing and why I believe that right now we are stepping into the most potent expression of it yet. Because so often people say, and I don't get this anymore after 7 years in this channel of is it one of those things? And the truth is, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't, because this is not just about a business model. This is a channel with the power to become a living, breathing grid of light through people. How amazing is that to think about? And this model was way ahead of its time. And at its best, it was never about hierarchy or pressure. It has always been about collaboration and co-creation. That's what this essence of this channel has always been. And it's why it makes this moment right now so powerful, because I believe that we get to collapse the old distortions and fully step into the truth of what this channel was always meant to be. And that's why Lumi Vitae keeps calling me. It keeps pulling me forward. I had been using the device for over a year, and it wasn't until I was in Florida that I felt the pulse of the leadership. And I recognized that Lumi Vitae represents the new paradigm of this channel. It is a walking and living entity of the new paradigm, because we're combining cutting edge technology with the remembrance that we're not just here to sell something. It's to awaken something. And that is a very different place to be. And that's what transforms what once looked like a sales team into a living grid of awakened leaders. And that's something that I could not pass up. And so I believe that we're in the next era of this channel, and we have to blend frequency with professionalism. And that's the key. We must raise our standards by embodying both. And this is the one thing I see all the time, because here's the truth. Your frequency matters, because your energy is the change maker. People don't just join because of the information you send them. They join because of your belief, your alignment, and your conviction. We know this, but frequency alone isn't enough. It's just not. Professionalism in this channel is what's been missing. And it's what makes this a channel for real impact and for legacy. And to be professional in this channel, it's actually very simple. It's doing the same basic things over and over and over again. The fundamentals never change. We invite, we follow up, we plug people into the system, and we build through events. The same things that everyone's been saying, but it's true because we must get out of our own way and break the pattern of recreating the wheel to prove our worth. We must trust that we are already enough. And in order to duplicate, we have to stand strong that the system works and events really work. To grow an income in this space is about saying less to more people. And I remind people of that all the time. Say less to more people with posture, with clarity and conviction, because your energy is what leads, but the system is the main act. Your energy is what brings that system to life. And events, I believe, are the single most important part of the system. And we build this business from event to event to event. Personally, over the last 7 years, I really limit the amount of time that I spend with anyone who doesn't commit to the event, because I believe that my time and my energy is worth more than that. And that's why events are non-negotiable, because just like you heard earlier from the amazing Rob, like, it moves people from information into transformation. We build belief, we collapse time, like Corrina said, and we create duplication at a scale that I promise you, you cannot reproduce on your own. It's impossible. And so this is where we get to have a vision that is caught, leaders that are born, and teams that move as one. That's why Lumi Vitae is moving as one, because we know we're on the tipping point, and that's leverage, you guys. Why would you ever want to do this channel without leverage? Leverage of time, leverage of talent. And if you want to turn this from a side hustle into a professional path of legacy, then leverage needs to be the #1 skill that you promise yourself that you are going to embody. And you cannot do that without events. We cannot leverage properly without being in the rooms. And that's why I know Lumi Vitae is here to usher in the most potent era of network marketing. And that starts with all of us. And it starts with embodying our own light and frequency, but also the discipline of being a professional, because it is when we carry both the energy and execution that I know this is going to be a channel that everyone sees as light and exponential impact. And so I'm so excited to be at this event. It's my first company-wide event. And I just know that when each of us link arms and leverage the talent in that room, we are going to do flipping amazing things. So I'm so excited to meet all of you there.
Wow, thank you so much. Wow. And by the way, Genevieve is also speaking, as you can see, and you can probably see why, at our Arizona event. She's absolutely incredible and an incredible shining light as well. We're so thrilled to have you at the event, and also thrilled to have you in Lumi Vitae as well. So thank you so much for your incredible share. Okay, I think who do we have up next? I think it might be Christine. Okay, all the way from Italy, having a beautiful Italian summer, I guess. Can somebody unmic Christine so we can bring Christine up?
Thank you, Taryn. Thank you so much. So excited to be here with all of you on this call today. It's been such great information. My name is Christine Roseberry. I've been in network marketing for 6 years now. It's completely changed my life. I've been able to build a multiple six-figure income by leading with wellness, belief, and alignment, and helping other women do the same. So I'm very passionate about sharing this type of business model. And so what I'm going to be sharing about today is 3 things that help me to be able to get people on board to these events and to say yes, and to build momentum from it. And these are storytelling, casting a vision that people can feel, and lead with strong posture and strong beliefs. Because our belief about the importance of convention, first and foremost, is foundation. So how we feel about the convention is going to show up in how we share it. So in our posture, in our tone, in our energy. And so it really starts with us. And one of the most powerful things that we can transfer is belief systems through storytelling. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the power of storytelling and why it's so real. And the reason is because it impacts people, because it's not compared to facts or details. stories create emotions, emotions that people can relate to when we're sharing with them. They start to actually get involved in what we're sharing in the story and imagine how they can be, what we're offering, how that can benefit them as well. And so it helps make it not only real to them, but it helps bring that vision to life. So there's really no replacement for the belief, the clarity, and the growth that happens being physically in that room. And so that's why the first and foremost thing we want to ask ourselves is, what is my belief system around this event? So I like to share stories both with brand partners on my team and prospects and around different scenarios. So help them really see the powerful impact of being there in person. So it may be something around brand partners who came feeling uncertain and in where they're going with their business, or maybe they're having doubts about their business. And then they leave the event feeling motivated, clear, with a strong belief system in the value of what they're offering and how that created the shift and the momentum. Or maybe sharing how others benefited from the invaluable high-level training there, and how when immediately applied to it helped their growth and their business and they had success after. Or perhaps it's painting the experience of being able to meet Taryn and the other leaders and hearing Taryn's heartfelt led vision, what she's creating here, meeting the other leaders, having personal conversations, talking with them, hearing their stories, and just meeting like-minded people in the community, and how that helps us to be deeply connected to the bigger mission that we're a part of. And that can only be done in person. The second factor is casting the vision. This is where we paint the future for them. So we want to help them see what this business really, the vastness of this business, because this is not just a side business we're creating. We're helping this company is scaling globally and fast. It's launching innovative wellness products. It's disrupting a market that many people haven't even heard of per se just yet completely, but pretty soon it's going to be a household name that, as Tyler mentioned earlier, that people are going to be hearing about. And this is the moment of momentum. And so when ones say yes now, we want to help them see what that means for them. They're going to be able to say, I was there when it started. And that's a big opportunity. So our job is to help them see themselves in this bigger vision long term. And that's what happens when they come to convention, because they're not just hearing the vision, they're seeing themselves there. The third aspect is posture and strong belief. So the first two steps, or the first two factors, are powerful, but without a strong posture, they're not going to be effective. So when I'm inviting, I'm always doing my best to invite in the state of being or the energy of the results that I want in the end. So when I'm inviting, I'm not coming from convincing energy, but I'm coming from vision. So from strong belief, from a confidence, knowing that this event is a place that they want to be for where they want to go. And I hold that vision so clearly in my mind that it's felt when I speak. And so even if the person is not sure yet, my energy will give them that something to stand on. And so that's how we want to come from the standpoint of sharing these different factors, these aspects with people with that energy in mind. And in fact, that's how I was able to sell VIP ticket and convention tickets to ones who, to this particular convention, who weren't even yet brand partners or customers, because they aligned with the vision that I shared with them, with the excitement of knowing how good it's going to be and what it means for them. So this is why posture matters. When we hold belief clearly and consistently, the right people are going to feel it and they're going to respond. So in-person events build belief faster than anything else, as we've already heard. They help people feel the vision, embody the opportunity, and move from a place of interest into real alignment and leadership. So we want to keep telling stories, keep casting the vision, and most importantly, keep living from a strong belief system in the value of what we're offering.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Christine. Absolutely. Keep casting that vision, because do you know what? The more you cast that vision, the more you attract the people that have that same desire to have that same vision, the same kind of world they're trying to create. And so you end up with your like-minded people. So thank you so much for that. That was incredible. Thank you so much, Christine. Okay, I think we have up next Nicole. let's bring Nicole to here. Let me get out of my screen here. There we go. Oh.
Unmute Nicole too.
Oh, I don't know how. Can you unmute her?
Where's Patrick? Where's our unmuter? And they'll find a way.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so how amazing has today been so far? You've been activated by Corrina. You have been lit up by Taryn. And that's really what I want to talk about because there is so much falsity in the world. There is so much fake. When you see certain avatars, you don't even know if there's a person behind it anymore. There are so many companies out there that are leading with ego, that are not leading with integrity, that are not leading with transparency. I was in the network marketing space for 26 years, trying to find a space that I could call home. I found my home, and that's because of the authentic frequency that this beautiful portal of Lumi Vitae is led by through the amazing, visionary, heart-led, unstoppable soul of Taryn Lee. Authenticity is the highest vibration there is on the planet. It is higher than grace. It is higher than love. It is higher than everything. And if you can imagine the power of being lit up by her in a room where you are in the room with her and you are hearing her story and you are connecting to her ahas, there are no words that can be said that can capture that. What I will tell you is I want you to tell me in the chat, how many of you have had people calling you crying in happiness and joy that these beautiful wellness products have been added into their lives? How many testimonials have we seen that are life-changing because Taryn had an unstoppable vision from when she was a child? Can you imagine how much that will light up your passion, your drive, your vision, your purpose? Can you imagine how powerful that will be to be in the room with that vision, with that frequency, with her frequency, with the beauty of her? That is what you're being invited into at this event. Yes, Rob has shared, this is a way to grow your business and everything. And Christine, the way that you shared, about leading with purpose, letting them really feel. I always cry on these because you feel it, right? You feel every single word. It means so much. And there are no words that I can say to say thank you to Taryn for everything that she's put together for all of us and for always standing with integrity and transparency. And she is literally creating a light-led economy. Take a moment and embrace that and embody what that means. The frequency that has been connected to abundance is now connected to abundance with light. Light, photons of light that activate the ancient wisdom, the DNA codes in you. That's going to be connected to that vibration of frequency. That's going to be supporting your purpose and your drive. You get lit up on every discovery call that she does. You get lit up by sharing or by hearing her speak, but you can't even imagine being in the room with her, being in the room where it happens, where all of a sudden, that little seed of possibility in you ignites and it is unstoppable. And you become a beacon of light that is going to inspire and activate others to levels that they can't even dream of yet. That is what is waiting for you at this event. So I'm going to keep it short and sweet because I know we're a little tight on time.
Wow, you've got me blushing there, Nicole. And no pressure at the event. Okay. No, thank you so much, Nicole, for your beautiful share. And yeah, I was literally blushing there as you're saying that. But thank you so much, and thank you so much for your wonderful presence and smile every single time we're on these. It really is like a beautiful light to have. Okay, I think we have next is Colette and then Stephanie, and then we've rounded out for the sneak peek, by the way. So you want to stay on for the sneak peek you're about to get to see of something on side of here. So Colette, let me find you there. And unmute. Okay, I can't do that
Okay,
unmuting.
I'm here. I unmuted. Hi, everyone. I am super excited to be sharing with you all today. And are we all feeling like ooey gooey, like all the feels of what we've been experiencing today? Oh my gosh, I absolutely love this community. I mean, from the moment it was introduced to me, I knew full body that I wanted to be part of this. And as you can tell, I'm known as a biohacking mama, and I am deeply passionate about aligning with revolutionary technologies and also helping as many women and families build their wealth through that. And I'm going to bring in a little science today because we keep talking about this vision and, holding that we get to rewrite our stories, all of these things, but we're actually made to do that, right? Our mind is extremely powerful, but let's actually talk about how that works. So there's a way that your brain is actually functioning that you can control every single day. And science shows us that the prefrontal cortex, which is actually like right up here behind our brain, it's the storyteller part of your brain. It's the place where meaning is made. It takes in the facts from your memory center, which is the hippocampus, and then emotions from your amygdala, and it decides what story to tell about them. That the story isn't neutral. It literally changes your brain chemistry. If your prefrontal cortex says, I'm failing, that I can't do this, your brain releases stress chemicals that keep you stuck. We don't want that, right? But if your prefrontal cortex says, this is a challenge, but I'm growing and I'm capable and I'm ready, your brain releases dopamine and serotonin, your motivation and your happiness chemicals. So the best part is that our brain is plastic. Taryn actually just had a wonderful reel put on Lumavite, how she was talking about that. And so the neuroplasticity of our brain, it means that it can rewire itself based on repetition. So the more often that you choose to tell an empowering story, the easier and more automatic it's going to become. So let's think about where we are today, right? Maybe some of us are feeling, oh, I don't have a team, or I don't have the funds to get me to Arizona. But what if every single morning you woke up and made a decision to say, every day I'm attracting the people, the right ones who are aligned with my vision. Or I'm creating the resources and the wealth I need because I am showing up. Same circumstances, but a different story. And the shift literally rewires your brain chemistry. It takes you from stress hormones that shut you down into dopamine and serotonin that can totally open you up. And this is where the tools that Taryn has provided for us, LVQ, right? Those products have everything that we need to support us in this journey of manifestation and rewiring our brain. So I encourage you guys to do one thing every single day, and that is get up and to make the choice for yourself, for your family, and for your vision that you're going to do whatever it takes to become the next leader of Lumavite. And I can't wait to see you all in Arizona. I'm going to keep mine super short, but I love all of you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Colette. That was amazing. And I love how you added a little biohacking angle there for it as well. That's so incredible. Thank you so much. And last but not least, Stephanie Dawn. We'll bring you up and spotlight you for everyone. Someone else can unmute Stephanie, please, because I don't know why I can't do it. Oh, well, Patrick, are you still on? I'm not sure why I can't.
I got her. Sorry.
You got it.
Thank
Okay,
you
great.
so much, Taryn. Wow, this is so awesome to be here with you all. It's an honor. My name is Stephanie Dawn. I'm a sacred business coach. I'm a stage 4 cancer thriver. And in 2019, I received a breast cancer diagnosis, stage 3. And in 2023, it elevated and became stage 4 metastatic breast cancer to the bones. So statistically, I should be dead right now. And I'm not. I'm alive. And then the fall of 2023, I found out about molecular hydrogen and I purchased my cell power device. And I've been drinking it daily, every single day for the last 2 years. And I'm incredibly grateful for the technology and for the awareness that is unfolding now all over the world because of the work that we are all doing to share what we know about the light that molecular hydrogen brings into the cells and supports mitochondrial health. So back in 2019, when I first received my diagnosis, I wasn't scared about cancer because I was working with some incredible health coaches that were supporting me in understanding that I just needed to change some things. You know, it was a big wake-up call, but I wasn't afraid. I knew that cancer would never take my life. I was afraid about losing my hair, to be honest, and I did lose my hair last year. I ended up doing metronomic low dose chemotherapy for a year. I lost all my hair. It's coming back now, and doesn't it look cute with all my little chemo curls? So I'm sharing all of this to offer to you that how did I know that I wasn't going to die of cancer? I knew that no 3D diagnosis was greater than my own divine light and power within me. I knew that. And I'm offering this transmission for you today because, and lean in so you can hear this, I'm not special. That knowledge, that knowing, that power, that divine life force that is within me is within you. And as we claim that and honor that and activate that, it is creative. And so I'm here to share with you today that whatever you set your sights on, whatever you intend to do, whether it's getting yourself to Arizona or healing from a stage 4 cancer diagnosis, you can do it. All right? I believe in you. I'm doing it. And if I can do it, you can do it. Join me in Arizona in just a few weeks. Join all the other amazing entrepreneurs and light workers and wellness disruptors that are coming in from all over the world. This is a massive convergence. It's a tidal wave, right? And we're all going to be surfing it well into 2026 and beyond. So I know we're at the top of the hour. Thank you so much for having me today. I can't wait to be with you all in Arizona. Bye-bye.
Oh, thank you so much. It was incredible and I can't wait to see you again in Arizona. We will do a little trekking again. We've done a few little treks, haven't we? Nice. Awesome. Okay, next. And the last speaker we have before we go into our last little piece is the beautiful Vanessa Grutman, who is a beautiful light as well. Let me see if I can find.
Hello.
Oh, there you are. Wonderful.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Okay. Oh my gosh. We're so activated. We're above the 2 hours, but I wanted to drive something in. My name is Vanessa Grutman. I'm a 2-time 7-figure business creator. And I wanted to talk about 999. We haven't talked about it here. And like how insane that we are meeting today, converging and speaking about this light and this amplification on today's potent day. And 999, the invitation is to close old cycles, old loops. And so I wanted to finish the call with this. What is it that you need to close? What is it that you're done with so that you can open your heart, yourself to the abundance that wants to come in? The abundance in your body and your cells with the activation, of course, of the molecular hydrogen, but also the abundance and the activation of your body, of your light, of your remembrance, and of course, of your leadership in your bank account. I want to tell you quickly something. I have been approached by so many people to join network marketing, and I resisted it for probably 2 years. I kept saying, no, 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 I don't want to do this, the pyramid scheme, no. And finally, with Lumi, trust me, I wasn't looking for another product, but I felt something. I felt a frequency. And so I leaned in. And last June in Florida, I brought my team. We went to the event. That was my first event. And in a month, the following month, I reached Crystal. And I'm sharing this with you because it is possible to completely quantum leap your opportunity, your identity, your leadership when you put yourself in the right rooms. And so the invitation with Arizona, it's not just another expanse, it's not just another event, it's a convergence point. It's an opportunity to see you as the leader that you are and to give yourself permission to be in that room, to rub shoulder to shoulder with all the incredible leaders that are here, to give your heart, yourself an opportunity, your soul, an opportunity to really act on that mission. And so it's where the next levels of leadership are born. It's where the next level of connections are made. And if you're feeling like your heart, if you're feeling the tingles, it's because your soul already knows that you're in that room. And big magic is going to happen there. You guys, I can't even explain it. It's going to be incredible. I can't wait to see you there, to hold space for you to rub shoulders to shoulders, because that's how we make the leaders of tomorrow, and that's how we step into our true knowing. So thank you again, Taryn, for opening that opportunity for all of us. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Vanessa. It's been a thrill, actually. I've got to spend a lot of time with you this year and see you really light up and see you really make, I think maybe when we were in the car together, this declaration of, I am fully here to stand up and lead Luma Vitae and really, really drive this, especially through the US and Canada and the Americas. So thank you for your beautiful light as well. Okay. Let's just have a look. What have we got here? Just on this last few little minutes that we have together, I know we've gone over time. I hope you've all found something really worthwhile to see inside of this last 2 hours. Lots of beautiful people sharing all of their wisdom with you. Let's have a look what we have here just to round out the day. Okay, of course, we're going to speak to Arizona. So we've been speaking about Arizona the entire time. Arizona, I mean, you must have been kind of asleep if you haven't known that we're having an event in Arizona in 3 weeks. On October the 2nd to the 4th, we have this amazing, our incredible event where it's going to be so potent, so powerful. You've actually already listened to some of the speakers that are going to be there. Imagine when they're live and you're getting to watch them live on stage, how incredible that will be. So those are the dates that we have for Arizona. Now, you will shortly be getting the whole PDF of Arizona and what it looks like. Hopefully tonight you'll have this out, by the way, of everything of Arizona. And I know because you always ask me, so obviously we've got the 3 days. Day one, it's starting on a Thursday, the 2nd of October. Then that's the night where we have the crystal reception with obviously the amazing Roseberry. Friday is our really big day that we have, and that's the day we're going to drop in all the phenomenal new products that we have. And then on Saturday, you're going to learn something about how we are really taking this whole business model to a whole nother level. So you really want to be there for that. Of course, our crystal starlight. Now, because you always ask me, what's the dress code? I'm going to quickly go through. Here you go, crystal starlight. It's all shimmery and beautiful and all of those things that you would imagine crystal starlight to look like. And then, of course, our gala, our desert dreaming gala. Of course, we're out there in the desert, and you know, when the desert is in bloom, the light that you have at dusk and dawn is just so beautiful. And so this is really the inspiration for our gala. And our gala is really our awards night that we have inside of the evening. All right. One thing though, I want you all to lean a little closer for is right now, we're going to share with you this. We have actually extended our wealth window. So we had a very amazing promotion to come to the event because we also want you to be able to bring as many new people as you can to the event. And so we have this which is finishing on Friday. Okay, so it's finishing on the 12th. So it's finishing on the 12th. So the Europeans, it's the other way around. It's finishing on the 12th of September. The event ticket, so you're obviously getting the event ticket, plus the gala ticket, plus our limited edition bottle. And if you stay on to the end, I'm going to maybe show you what that looks like. And a black card. What is this black card? That black card is like your reserve for the new product that we have coming out in the future, or something else that you might want to also get. So for $888, this is what you're getting for all of that, which is really phenomenal, right? This is such a phenomenal package to be able to have. Amazing, right? If you've already got a ticket and you've already bought one, well, you can add the add-on, which is $444. So that allows you to, again, to have the gala, the black ticket, and the Arizona bottle. What is the Black Card Reserve? It's a limited opportunity for those that are there at the event to literally reserve the new product that we have coming out and receive $100 off. So that makes this absolutely a no-brainer to do, right? So you have this until Friday. Until Friday, you have the ability to share with completely new people. It doesn't even have to be new, but of course you'd want to use this as the event ticket, the limited edition Lumavite bottle, a gala ticket, and a black card as well, all for 888 USD. And right now, in the wealth window, up until Friday, if you have new people that are within their 7-day starting period, so if you have new people that are within their 7-day fast track, or what we sometimes call our our silver, they can get it for our original early bird promo of 333. If they want to add the gala and the ticket and all that other stuff, it's actually 777. So if they're in their 7-day window, the fast track 7-day silver window, they can actually get it for 777. Is that pretty cool? Do you want to see what the color is for this year for our event? Would you like to see what we have as our limited edition? I actually have to let you know, it's a mock-up, okay? So, so the limited edition will be, of course, the representation of Sedona, actually. So this is our new bottle that you will have right there, the limited edition. We only have 100 of them. So there's only 100 of this beautiful color. By the way, it glistens and sparkles in the sunlight. So it's really, really beautiful. And make sure you get all of that. So just to go over again, you're going to get that beautiful limited edition, there's only 100 of them, bottles, the gala ticket, the event ticket, and the black card, 888 USD. Plus, by the way, you also get 444 to the partner and 444 to the seller. Okay, so that's also really amazing to obviously help you rank throughout September as you go for Crystal. Oh, wow. What a 2 hours and 15 minutes. For the link, well, Cindi, do you want to put the link in there for the 888 so everybody has that?
Yes, I do. And I need to extend it because it was supposed to expire at the end of the day yesterday. So give me just a few and I will extend the promotions on there, but it is the same link as the original tickets. I just need to go in and extend these offerings through Friday for everyone.
And we only have 38 bottles left. So as in we only have 38 Arizona bottles left, which is pretty good. So I would probably be getting them immediately if I were you. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for this 2 hours. Obviously, spending time with Tyler, learning about molecular hydrogen and the future there, hearing from Rob. I mean, Rob is such a phenomenal trainer. In fact, I would say Rob is Cindi Kelly's personal trainer, actually, if you like, because he's definitely had a long standing personal training relationship with Cindi for a long time. You get to see lots of her wisdom that also comes from Rob as well. Of course, we heard from the amazing Cindi and all of our other beautiful, wonderful people. Thank you, Patrick, as well, for all of your magic and everything that you're doing inside of Lumavite. I cannot wait to see you all in Arizona. It is going to be so thrilling, so exciting. There's so much that's going to be in there. And before I leave, I will let you know that you're going to want to take this same time slot and put it in your diary right now for next week. So this same time slot, put it in your diary for next week, because you are absolutely not going to want to miss that. And if you're in Europe, you absolutely do not want to miss it. So make sure you put that in your calendar right now. So thank you for everyone for jumping on, and for all of our beautiful Lumi Light leaders. We shall see you next week. Bye-bye.